What if being open about your struggles was the key to unlocking your true potential? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive despite facing challenges, while others struggle to move forward? The answer might surprise you. It's not about being perfect or having it all figured out. Instead, it's about something many of us have been taught to hide: vulnerability. In our world today, we often see strength as the ability to show no weakness, to stand tall and unshakable in the face of any storm. But what if this idea is holding us back? What if the real power lies in opening up, in sharing our true selves with others? This is especially true for those who find themselves in positions of leadership or responsibility. We often call these people chosen ones, individuals who others look up to, rely on, and expect great things from. But being a chosen one comes with its own set of challenges. There's immense pressure to always appear in control, to have all the answers, to never falter. This pressure can lead to a fear of showing any vulnerability, any hint that we might not be perfect. But here's the thing: nobody is perfect. We all have doubts, fears, and moments of uncertainty. By trying to hide these parts of ourselves, we're not only putting unnecessary stress on our own shoulders, but we're also missing out on the incredible power that comes from being open and honest. Let's take a closer look at this idea of the invincible hero. It's a concept that's deeply ingrained in our society. From childhood, we're often told stories of brave knights who never show fear, of leaders who stand strong no matter what. These stories shape our understanding of what it means to be strong, to be worthy of admiration and respect. But real life isn't like the stories. Real strength isn't about never falling. It's about how we get back up when we do fall. It's about facing our fears and doubts head on rather than pretending they don't exist. When we try to live up to this myth of the invincible hero, we're setting ourselves up for failure. We're creating an impossible standard that no one can meet. This expectation of perfection can be incredibly harmful. It can lead to feelings of inadequacy, to imposter syndrome, to a constant fear of being found out as less than perfect. It can prevent us from taking risks, from trying new things, from growing and learning. After all, if we believe we need to be perfect, any mistake becomes a catastrophic failure rather than an opportunity to learn and improve. So, what exactly do we mean when we talk about vulnerability? At its core, vulnerability is about openness and honesty. It's about allowing ourselves to be truly seen by others, including our flaws and uncertainties. It's about admitting when we don't have all the answers, when we're struggling, when we need help. This might sound scary, and in many ways it is. Opening up makes us feel exposed, like we're taking a risk. But it's precisely this risk that makes vulnerability so powerful. When we're vulnerable, we create opportunities for real, meaningful connections with others. We allow for authentic relationships built on trust and mutual understanding. Vulnerability plays a crucial role in personal development too. When we're open about our struggles and uncertainties, we create space for growth. We can acknowledge areas where we need to improve, seek advice and support from others, and learn from our experiences. By contrast, when we try to maintain a facade of perfection, we limit our ability to grow and change. For those in leadership positions, the chosen ones, this dilemma of vulnerability can be particularly challenging. There's often an expectation that leaders should have it all figured out, that they should always know what to do and never show doubt or uncertainty. This expectation can create an enormous amount of pressure. Leaders might feel that showing any vulnerability will undermine their authority or make others lose confidence in them. They might worry that admitting to not having all the answers will make them seem incompetent or unworthy of their position. As a result, Many leaders feel compelled to put on a brave face, to pretend they're always sure and in control, even when they're not. This pressure to appear flawless can lead to a profound sense of loneliness and isolation. When leaders feel they can't open up about their struggles or doubts, they cut themselves off from potential sources of support and understanding. They might feel like they have to shoulder all their burdens alone, leading to increased stress and burnout. Moreover, this isolation can create a disconnect between leaders and those they lead. When leaders always present a perfect facade, it can make them seem unapproachable or out of touch. This can hinder effective communication and collaboration within teams or organizations. But what if we flip this idea on its head? What if, instead of seeing vulnerability as a weakness, we recognize it as a source of strength? When leaders open up and show their human side, it can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections with others. By being vulnerable, leaders demonstrate authenticity. They show that it's okay to not have all the answers, to sometimes struggle or feel uncertain. This openness can foster a sense of trust and mutual respect. When leaders admit to their own challenges, it gives others permission to do the same, creating an environment of openness and honesty. Vulnerability in leadership can also lead to stronger team dynamics. When leaders are open about their own limitations, it encourages others to step up and contribute their own strengths. This can lead to more collaborative problem solving and a greater sense of shared responsibility within teams. Furthermore, vulnerability fosters empathy. When leaders share their own experiences and challenges, it helps others relate to them on a human level. This can lead to increased understanding and support within organizations, creating a more positive and productive work environment. The idea of opening up and being vulnerable can be scary. One of the biggest fears people face when considering being more open is the fear of judgment. We worry that if we show our true selves, including our doubts and struggles, others will think less of us. We fear being seen as weak, incompetent, or unworthy. It's important to recognize that these fears are normal and valid. Being vulnerable does involve taking a risk. However, the potential benefits often outweigh the risks. In many cases, when we open up, we find that others respond with empathy and support rather than judgment. To overcome the fear of judgment, it can be helpful to start small. You don't need to share your deepest, darkest secrets with everyone right away. Begin by opening up to trusted friends or colleagues about smaller challenges or uncertainties. As you become more comfortable and see positive responses, you can gradually increase your openness. It's also crucial to remember that you have control over what you share and with whom. Being vulnerable doesn't mean you have to share everything with everyone. It's about finding a balance that feels right for you, where you're being authentic without compromising your personal boundaries. Another strategy for dealing with potential criticism is to reframe how you think about it. Instead of seeing criticism as a personal attack, try to view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Not everyone will respond positively to your vulnerability, and that's okay. Focus on the connections and positive outcomes that do result from your openness. When leaders and other chosen ones open up and show vulnerability, it can have a powerful ripple effect throughout their communities or organizations. By demonstrating that it's okay to be human, to have doubts and struggles, they create a culture where others feel safe to do the same. This openness can lead to increased innovation and creativity. When people feel safe to express their ideas without fear of judgment, they're more likely to think outside the box and propose novel solutions. It can also lead to better problem solving as people feel more comfortable bringing up potential issues or challenges before they become major problems. Moreover, a culture of vulnerability can lead to stronger, more resilient teams. When people feel they can be their authentic selves at work, it leads to higher job satisfaction and engagement. This, in turn, can result in better performance and lower turnover rates. The ripple effect of vulnerability extends beyond just the workplace. When influential people open up about their struggles, it can help reduce stigma around various issues, particularly mental health. By sharing their own experiences, leaders can help others feel less alone and more willing to seek help when they need it. If you're convinced of the power of vulnerability but unsure how to start practicing it, don't worry. Like any skill, being open and vulnerable is something that can be learned and improved over time. Here are some practical steps you can take to start your journey towards greater openness. Start with self-reflection. Take some time to think about areas in your life where you might be holding back or putting up a facade. What are you afraid might happen if you were more open? Understanding your own fears and motivations can be a crucial first step. Practice self-compassion. Remember that being vulnerable means accepting your own imperfections. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding just as you would a good friend. Start small. You don't need to share your deepest feelings with everyone right away. Begin by opening up about small things with people you trust. As you become more comfortable, you can gradually increase your level of openness. Be authentic in your communication. Try to speak from the heart, expressing your true thoughts and feelings rather than what you think others want to hear. Listen actively to others. Vulnerability is a two-way street. By truly listening to others and showing empathy, you create an environment where openness is welcomed and valued. Ask for help when you need it. Admitting that you don't have all the answers and reaching out for support is a powerful form of vulnerability. Share your experiences. When you've overcome a challenge, consider sharing your story with others. This not only helps you process your own experiences, but can also inspire and support others facing similar situations. Practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledging the people and things you're grateful for can help foster a sense of connection and openness. Remember, the goal isn't to become completely open about everything all the time. It's about finding a balance that allows you to be authentic while still maintaining healthy boundaries. As you begin to practice vulnerability, you might be surprised by some of the hidden benefits that emerge. One of the most significant is personal growth. When we're open about our challenges and willing to face our fears, we create opportunities for learning and development that we might otherwise miss. Being vulnerable can also lead to improved mental health. Keeping up a constant facade of perfection is exhausting. When we allow ourselves to be authentic, including our flaws and struggles, it can relieve a lot of stress and anxiety. Moreover, by opening up, we create opportunities for support and connection that can be crucial for mental well-being. Vulnerability can also lead to increased creativity and innovation. When we're not afraid to share our ideas or admit when we don't know something, we open ourselves up to new perspectives and possibilities. This can lead to breakthroughs in problem-solving and creative thinking. Another hidden benefit of vulnerability is improved decision-making. When we're open about our uncertainties and willing to ask for input, we can make more informed choices. We benefit from the collective wisdom of those around us rather than feeling like we have to figure everything out on our own. Vulnerability can also lead to more authentic and fulfilling relationships, both personal and professional. When we allow ourselves to be truly seen by others, it creates opportunities for deeper connections and mutual understanding. As we've explored the power of vulnerability, it becomes clear that we need to redefine what we mean by strength. True strength isn't about never showing weakness or always having it all together. Instead, real strength lies in the courage to be authentic, to face our fears and doubts head-on, and to connect genuinely with others. Being strong means having the courage to ask for help when we need it. It means admitting when we don't have all the answers and being open to learning from others. It means facing our fears and insecurities rather than trying to hide them. This new definition of strength recognizes that we are all human, with our own unique set of strengths and weaknesses. It values authenticity over perfection, growth over stagnation, and connection over isolation. By redefining strength in this way, we open up new possibilities for personal and collective growth. We create environments where innovation can flourish, where people feel valued for their whole selves, and where we can tackle complex challenges together. We started by questioning the myth of the invincible hero and recognizing how harmful this expectation of perfection can be. We explored what vulnerability really means and why it's so powerful, especially for those in leadership positions. We discussed the fears that often hold us back from being vulnerable and strategies for overcoming these fears. We looked at the ripple effect that vulnerability can have, creating cultures of openness and authenticity. We provided practical steps for practicing vulnerability and explored some of the hidden benefits that can come from being more open. Finally, we proposed a new definition of strength, one that values authenticity, growth, and connection. The power of vulnerability is real, and it's available to all of us. It's not always easy, and it does involve taking risks. But the potential rewards deeper connections, personal growth, improved mental health, and more are well worth it. So what's your next step? How can you start incorporating more vulnerability into your life? Remember, you don't have to make huge changes all at once. Start small, be patient with yourself, and see what happens when you allow yourself to be a little more open. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Have you found power in vulnerability? What challenges have you faced in being more open? Share your insights in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire and help others on their own journeys. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content on personal growth and leadership. Remember, every step towards authenticity is a step towards a more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and here's to the strength that comes from being truly, authentically you.